Just in, Rivers Assembly breaks silence on locking out Fubara, plan to represent budget. Welcome to CNOC Media. Are you viewing this channel for the first time? Please subscribe, like and share our videos. Also, put on your notification bar so that you will be notified of our messages. The Rivers State House of Assembly has refuted claims by Governor Simi Fubara that he was blocked from representing the 2025 appropriation bill at the Assembly complex. The spokesperson of the House and chairman of the House Committee on Information, Enemi Alabo George, dismissed Fubara's allegations, describing them as a comedy skit aimed at painting the Assembly in a bad light. Well, that is the position of the House. Do you agree with the description that it was acting a comedy skit? George stated that the Assembly had formally requested the governor to present his budget following the Supreme Court's judgment on March 3. We were the ones who immediately after that judgment appealed to the governor to bring his appropriation bill. We acted immediately because we have the interest of the state at heart and didn't want Rivers people to suffer any harm, George said. I don't know if this assertion is true because for a long time now, it has been tough for the people of Rivers State. So if they claim that the government and the legislative arm don't want the people to suffer, I am very sure they would have found a middle ground to solving the issues on ground. According to the lawmakers, despite withholding their entitlements for over a year and demolishing their chambers, the House still urged Fubara to hasten the budget presentation for the progress of the state. We indicated our intentions in that letter and even gave him a time frame because of the urgency of the matter. To regularize his appointment, we also urged him during our subsequent sitting to submit the names of his nominees for the positions of commissioners and board members for screening and confirmation, Judge said. He alleged that the governor ignored their pleas and refused to accept official assembly communications. We sent employees of the assembly to deliver these resolutions to him, but as usual, they were turned back at the gate and even brutalized. We resorted to using a courier service, yet he still ignored our call, Judge stated. It is apparent both the governor and the legislators are not aware of the enormous responsibility upon them to provide good governance for the electorate. Otherwise, if we choose to accept the storyline of the House, then it has been a frosty relationship between the governor and the legislators. What do you think about this? George further questioned the governor's sincerity, pointing out inconsistencies in his claim of being blocked from the assembly complex. How can he turn around to claim that we blocked him from representing his budget? This is the height of insincerity. We even need a budget to be passed because the governor has been owing us our entitlements for more than a year. And without the budget, we can't get our entitlements, he said, describing the event as a political ploy. George accused Fubara of orchestrating a media stunt to discredit the assembly. The governor and his team simply and deliberately acted Wednesday's drama with the singular motive of tarnishing the image of the assembly. Is playing to the gallery to whip up unnecessary sentiment. But it has backfired because the truth has come out, he added. You can see the lawmakers are advancing their own truth. The governor had earlier stated his own truth. But what is the truth? Who is playing to the gallery? Is this a show of ego? Why the people of Rivers are languishing in pains, hunger? What do you think about this? The assembly also refuted Fubara's claim that he sent a letter to the speaker requesting to present the budget, saying the lawmakers only saw the letter circulating on social media after Wednesday's proceedings. But even the letter trending on social media was dated March 11. Does it mean that the governor purportedly sent a letter on Tuesday, God knows when, and immediately mobilized to the assembly quarters on Wednesday morning, claiming he came to present his budget? George queried. He insisted that legislative procedures require the governor to wait for an official acknowledgement of his letter before appearing at the assembly. It is procedurally tried that after writing to the assembly, the governor ought to wait for the letter to be acknowledged by the lawmakers, who will then invite him to appear before them and make his presentation. Governor Fubara ought to know this if he is sincere, he said. The assembly reiterated its commitment to upholding the rule of law and urged Fubara to act in the best interest of Rivers people. This assembly will continue to uphold the rule of law and will remain committed to promoting the interest of Rivers State. We urge him to do the needful so that Rivers people can breathe. Is toying with the lives and livelihood of Rivers people, George concluded. Well, according to the popular slogan, these gladiators should let the poor in Rivers to breathe. The suffocation is getting out of hand. Lots of persons have asked several questions. If the legislators were aware that the governor of the state was at the gate, why out of courtesy didn't they open for him since he's the governor? Some others have argued that there is a proper communication channel between the executive and the legislative branch, and the governor did not observe those protocols, and as such, he got what he deserved. There are people who are of the view that for the governor, the time to fight is over. This is not the time to grandstand, more so as the Supreme Court has given a decision. Like some others would believe, it is very unfortunate that the governor and the House of Assembly are playing games and politics with the Supreme Court judgment. But the governor's action is very childish, according to somebody who made his opinion known. How can you send a letter today and then move the next morning to present budget? After sending letter to the assembly, you are supposed to wait for them to acknowledge the receipt of the letter. It is the power of the assembly to tell you when to come because you can't bash on them without invitation. Wow. I think it is because there is already a frosty relationship. Otherwise, they were all voted in, they knew themselves, and even if there is the bargaining in quote, tolerance can bring about reception and life will move on. I don't think we've heard the last of this matter. What is your opinion?